Hi guys, Crystal Travis here. Thanks for watching, listening, and reading. Let's get to it. Hi guys, just wanted to pop in and say hey. And I did do a blog post on this on my website, crystaltravis.com, and my Facebook page. But it's still a topic that keeps rearing its ugly head and being in our news every second of the day. So the topic is fear, an uninvited intruder. And last week, early Tuesday morning, about 12:45 a.m., so most of us consider that Monday night, we were rudely awakened by fear knocking on our door with a loud warning saying, "Take shelter now." And my husband was like, "What? Seriously?" And our two teenagers came in the room. "Did you guys hear that? Did you get that?" And our 2-year-old grandson, who we'd picked up earlier that evening, stood up in his crib and said, "Can I have a baba? What's going on?" So I dealt with the feeling of my heart slamming into my chest and trying to fight the panic of strangling it. What do? We have our little grandson here, and he's small, and we have no place to go for tornadoes. Our house is small. We're working on remodeling it. We don't have even any closets in our house. The bathtub, there's a big window above it, so we are throwing on our clothes and our shoes, and the kids are packing up treasures that they want to bring or keep with them, and I'm getting the baby ready and praying and just praying out loud. "Jesus, you're our shelter. Please come and be our shelter now, because we don't have any other shelter and no place to go." So, we start taking stuff out of our truck because we do have a property that's lower down than the one our house is on. So, we are thinking that that's probably safer to go to than stay on the top of the hill. So we are cleaning out the truck because, if you don't know, we were working on taking down some silos to try to put in some Airbnbs and stuff like that. So we had it full of tools, and the boys were out getting the truck cleaned out, and the electricity goes out, and the grandbaby gets scared and doesn't know what's going on. Poor guy, he wants to have the lights on and watch a show. And Isaac, our teenage son, yells through the door to us in the house and says, "Get ready, guys. I see it. It's coming. Get ready to go." And my heart goes, "Go? Go where? There's nowhere to go." So once again, we're praying, "Jesus, you're our shelter. Protect us." And my heart keeps praying it over and over again. And then we are trying to tune into local media as it tells us to do on our phones, because it's not giving us exactly where the tornado is. And our son finally remembers we have walkie-talkies that have the National Weather Service radio able to find that on there. So he runs and gets those, and we find the channel that it's on and are listening, and we hear that tornado has just touched down in a town about 10 minutes from us, but it has passed us. So we don't know how bad it is or what's going on, but we sit in an uncomfortable silence in the dark, praying, listening, trying to figure out what to do. And so I start Googling on my phone and realize that Nashville, where our oldest daughter lives, has been hit by the tornado and it's bad. And there's lots of, sorry guys, touches a little close to home, but there's lots of damage there. So we start messaging her and trying to get a hold of her to make sure she's okay. And come to find out, her phone never notified her. She heard sirens, but she says, I hear them all the time, so I wasn't sure why they were going off, and her roommates didn't do anything. And so once the sirens stopped, she kind of fell asleep a little bit until we started messaging her like crazy. So then she realized what was going on. Thankfully, she was okay. The tornado did hit close to her job in downtown, though, and so they were, having to work on that. But come to find out in the morning that our second eldest, the one whose little boy we had, lives in Kentucky, and they had a tornado touch down close to them also. So many prayers of thanks, so much thankfulness flooding my heart, that all of my loved ones were safe. But along with that came a sense of great sadness, because there was 24 people whose lives weren't safe, others who were hurt, and hundreds of people who lost their homes or their businesses. And I know that many of those people were praying the same prayer that I was praying, that Jesus, you're our shelter and to protect them. And he answered their prayer differently than he answered our prayer. And I don't have words to know or understand why he answers our prayers differently. I just know in my heart that to trust him, and that he promises to work even all of our pain and suffering and sorrow out for his good and his blessing and his honor. So but even though my heart knows that, my mind has trouble recognizing that fact, as I'm sure many of us do. So as we're dealing with that fear, that thankfulness, trying to see what we can do in the community, and the community was amazing in Tennessee. The people were amazing, helping each other. We got our first official case of the COVID or coronavirus in Tennessee, which then caused a whole different kind of panic, fear, worry to come up to the forefront for people, along with the devastation of the tornado and recovering from that and helping people with that. So I just wanted to share with you guys a couple of verses that have spoke to my heart this past week. And I'm looking at my notes here, bear with me. The first is that perfect love casts out fear, and that's from 1 John 4:18. And he is perfect love. He's our perfect love. So trusting in him can cast out our fear, and that I don't need to fear anything, but with my prayers and in Thanksgiving, which my heart was thanking him over and over. And if you see the destruction, it is amazing. Only 24 people lost their lives. Houses are down to nothing, so it's amazing. But that I can give him all my cares and my worries, and that he promises his peace, not my peace, his peace. And it's a peace that we can't even understand, that I can't understand it, but his peace will fill our hearts and minds. And that's from Philippians 4:6-7. So, and then Psalms 56:3 says, to know that when I am afraid, I can trust him. So, and that when I seek him, he will answer me and deliver me from all my fears. Psalms 34:4. And maybe He won't physically deliver us from our fears, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually. And in that moment, He can take the fear away and give us His peace that we don't understand. So I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite Bible passages that my daddy, sorry, some of you know I lost him a year ago, but that he taught me when I was very young. Sorry, guys. Don't know why it's doing this. But he taught me my first verses is Psalms 3, 5, and 6. So, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. So, we just have to trust and know He is directing our path, whatever path that is that He leads us down. And the last one is Isaiah 26:1. It says, He will keep us in perfect peace if we keep our mind on Him because we trust Him. So, love you guys. Don't be in fear. Trust Him. Live in peace. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.